I know you know what a carry is, a double dribble, stuff like that, right? No?
No.
Okay, it's like when you take like too many steps.
Okay.
When you dribble.
And they do the
They do
travel?
that again? It's like this, Jay.
the other way?
That's fine.
So I decided that I'm probably gonna go play Fatal Fury at Evo. I'm already traveling to Denmark next week and then register for CEO. I know we've been commentating, but I feel like I'm kind of nasty at the game, you know what I mean?
Well, you had Martin stressed. I know that's for sure. Once I know that Martin's stressed, I know that you're good in the game.
Yeah, but Martin's kind of like, I kind of own him, you know? I own his soul. So let's say if he was better than me, he just can't get through the mental block to beat me.
Okay. So what made you decide that you wanted to compete again?
You know why? Because the game has a lot of defensive mechanics instead of just aggressive mechanics, right? So that's kind of why I feel like maybe I weathered the storm, control, and yeah, I'm gonna just give it a shot. I feel like if Daigo wants to come back, maybe I'll give it a little shot.
Well, see, here's the difference.
Yeah.
Daigo has no kids. That's number one. Number two, he kind of never left. I feel like he took a break within the tournament season, meaning he was still entering, but he wasn't the guy that we're so used to seeing from back in the day, being like super dominant, whatever the case.
Oh
may be.
yeah, I get that. I was actually super like dooming over, do I really want to go compete? And I was like, I was talking to Jackie about it. And she's like, oh, you know, we'll always support you, blah blah blah. And then Harper will be like, you're supposed to come home and play with me every day. That's literally what she said. And then, so that's always the hard part, I think, right? That's, for me, I'm always thinking about, will Harper be okay if I'm traveling so much? But she's already 6, going to first grade, and she has her own hobbies, right? So I just like being home. That's like the ultimate, like, you know, like, I got like 2 consciences. Yeah, maybe, you know, you can probably do it. Because I think I want to take this chance, because obviously the money is so high right now, right? So I'm thinking if I somehow succeeded, somehow won the 1.5 million, that really sets her up for the rest of her life, right? Because I would be able to kind of like grow that money for her. Because we grew up broke.
Yes, sir.
Look at us now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm still a little broke, but manageable.
Hey, but you invested in yourself.
I definitely have invested
That's
in
the thing.
myself.
That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Right. Before that, we were 2 kids in Chinatown Fair eating the random stuff.
Chow Su Fans.
Chow Su Fans, the random stuff, and then now commentating and everything. But I do miss competing sometimes.
I miss you competing, first and foremost.
Okay.
Being in the arcade, seeing you play was definitely a bit of a motivation to not only see you succeed, but to whip your ass as well. I appreciate that you took me to those new heights. But let me ask you this, though.
Yeah.
You actually enjoy commentating?
Yeah, I do. I feel like when I'm streaming, I'm already doing some type of commentary because I like to talk while I'm trying to like play. You know, sometimes it's hard to focus, especially when you're playing a sweaty match. If I'm playing against like a random guy that's not that great, let's say 1500 MR or whatever, you could kind of just talk and play at the same time. Then I do that. So I think naturally, it's easy for me to talk on the mic. And like, since I know a lot about tendencies and everything like that, I don't know, it feels natural to me. And I think I also enjoy it when I'm vibing with people that I know personally, all right? So obviously, like, we could make a lot of jokes or we could be professional about it. But in general, I just like to yap.
Yep.
And then talk about the fighting games just because it's one of those things that's, let's say it's maybe sometimes people are like, man, I don't know what the hell is going on, right? I'm not trying to be like the play-by-play the whole entire time, but I feel like if I'm just talking and just tunnel visioning and just like getting so into the match, it doesn't feel like commentating at that point. Mm-hmm. It just feels like a normal conversation that we would just be doing if we're like behind the arcades, watching somebody else play, right?
So, well, some of my favorite moments of commentary is actually in the arcades, like you said. No headphones, no nothing. This is before the studios and the backdrops and stuff like that. We could just talk smack while everybody was playing. Mainly, who got me ready for that smack talk was obviously Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but Desmond Pinckney and his investments in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That used to get me hype, and I used to join in those investments.
I know there's great videos of it.
Yeah,
Great
a lot
videos.
of those.
Yeah, a lot of great
A lot
videos
of
of it. And even when we were playing, I think some of the best moments in I guess that's kind of like the pit, right? Chinatown Fair. But even at the break, and you in the break, the arcade at the break, that was really cool. Just because I think those are some of my favorite moments. Even besides going to major tournaments, just because that's kind of like the New York and Philadelphia rivalry.
Yep.
Even though I never got money matches or anything from there or action, because people they were scared of me. But you were getting a lot of action. I think from Rick Mears, Brandon. I was jealous.
I took a lot of money from our neighbors, yes.
Yeah, I was jealous. I never got opportunities. I had to pick random characters, random teams.
I'm gonna just confess, we hated you for 4 years, Jay.
Why?
You didn't let us win for 4 years. You left us in those situations where we had to invest and fend for ourselves because you took all of our money.
Well, you had to earn it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's why I was so happy when I actually got to the opportunity when I can actually kick your ass. But at the same time, like I said before, you definitely elevated. But the reason why I asked you about the commentary, Jay, is
I'm asked?
No. You're far from it. Damn, relax.
I don't know. I just want to know. I'm asked.
Nah, I would
Let me
tell.
know.
Listen, first and foremost, I don't fake jacks. I would tell you in your face if you was whack.
Okay.
I actually think you're a pretty good commentator, Jay.
Yeah?
Yeah, especially with me.
Okay. So you carry me.
No, I don't think so. So what you do is that makes it interesting for me. So there's certain people that I commentate with. I ain't gonna say no names, but I'm gonna have to go analytical sometimes.
Okay.
Right? But when you step on the scene with me, I could just go back to my regular self. Now, mind you, I could wear all the hats. I could be analytical, funny, whatever. I mean, most of my mainstays was sound effects, if you will, back in the day, right? But you definitely balanced me out, Jay.
Okay.
And it feels cool because I know you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I guess because we come from the same arcade and everything like that, right? But you're definitely the most funniest because sometimes you'll break my character, you'll make me laugh. Some of my favorite ones is every time you see Blanca on the screen, I don't know how you do the sound effect with the
Do that again?
No. I think it was with Marissa, right?
Oh, the cat noise?
The cat noise,
Okay.
right? So I don't know how you can do it because it's completely different from your voice.
I mean, I credit that to my childhood. I used to just do a lot of sound effects with a lot of stuff.
Just
that I used to
random.
say. Yeah, random. Yeah. So I never even knew this was gonna be a thing. This wasn't planned what we was doing.
Yeah.
We literally just enjoyed a hobby, and we enjoyed it so much that we chased a passion, which just led us to where we needed to be. We're destined to be here. I don't know if you think about it that way.
Destin.
You're destined to be here. You don't feel that way? So let me ask you this. All right. So you know what? Let's get a little personal. If you wasn't playing fighting games, what you be doing?
I would be working an office job.
So you're just gonna be like regular old family guy?
Yeah.
I actually wanted to become a doctor at one point.
A doctor.
Just to help my family.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know they're getting old. I'm from the hood, so I definitely had hoop dreams. I used to be I used to play junior varsity in my high school and stuff like that.
Basketball.
Yeah.
That makes sense because you're such a big basketball guy.
Yes. Actually, I credit a lot of my offense in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I don't know if you knew this, but it was the street ball.
Okay.
So I don't know if you ever seen
I've seen videos of people famous basketball players going to play street ball in
Yeah,
New York.
yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
So street ball has a different style. So you got regular NBA where it's pretty much clean cut. Then you got street ball where it's more you can freestyle. I know you know what a carry is, a double dribble, stuff like that, right? No?
No.
Okay, it's when you take too many steps.
Okay.
When you dribble.
And they do the
Yeah, they do
travel?
that again. It's like this, Jay.
the other way.
That's fine.
So I was in New York when Jeremy Lin
Oh, insanity.
was hot.
Okay.
And I kid you not, random Chinese restaurants started playing Jeremy Lin. They play the Knicks game, and everyone's just cheering for Jeremy Lin the whole entire time. These old grandmas probably never watch basketball, but they just see a Chinese person killing it in the basketball.
But it's kind of cool when I actually hear you speak Chinese.
I only speak Chinese when we go out, and then I'm talking Chinese at a spot, right? Usually I hang out with everybody. I hang out with people from New York, people from California, just in general, right? I don't really hang out with let's say the Asian players that much, just because the language barrier, and my Chinese is not fluent. Your Spanish is fluent. The hola, ¿cómo estás? You know what I mean?
The hola, como
Yeah,
estás?
tú eres la chica más bonita. You know what I mean? That's all I got.
Who taught you that?
It was a guy named Johan from Costa Rica. He was running a tournament called Ferretica, and he was like, all you gotta say, because you're Chinese and you don't know Spanish, you used to say, "Tú eres la chica más bonita."
Is that what you used with Jackie?
No.
That would have been a smooth move, man.
Yeah, that should be like, huh? She was like, I don't understand Spanish, right?
So the thing about me is I'm naturally funny, but I never really realized I'm just a goofball naturally. You know, it gives me glee when I'm just like, and it gets me giddy, happy when I make other people laugh. So I always wanted to do that at one point, like do like stand-up comedy. Pretty good at improvising.
You didn't mention music at all, because you're a big music guy.
So music kind of has falls in line with improv. So I used to freestyle before. I used to just mess around with it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I got good with the freestyle.
Like bars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard. Like, I mean, you could do bars, but like something with meaning when you're spitting something, it's kind of harder to do because you could just rhyme words and say a whole bunch of nothing.
And it doesn't make sense?
It doesn't make sense. So the improvisation came from there. Okay. And then when I actually like put thought to it, that's when it became fun. So, you know, made a couple of records and stuff like that. But
So
that was just playing around with the homies.
Okay.
It actually became more of a passion as I got older because, you know, you understand more about the world and how you're feeling.
So, that makes sense.
So you can express stuff a lot more better on the pen and the pad. So before it was more like playful, now I take it a little more serious. I actually got a lot of music, I just haven't released it yet.
I know you had the NBA 2K track. That was really cool.
Thanks, man.
So like, how did you know somebody, or like how did you get involved in that? Because I think that came out of nowhere, and like nobody knew until you posted about it. So I thought that was really sick.
So shout out to Mark Ford, that's who I did the record with. He's
Okay.
actually a big fan of the FGC.
Oh wow.
He
Okay.
used to play like Street Fighter 4, all the Street Fighter joints. He was known for that. And like we followed each other on Facebook a while back, and I heard his music, and I'm like, man, his music is fire. And one thing led to another.
And it just happened.
Nah, but what made it cool though is, so that track that we did originally is called Finish It Play, by the way, if you guys want to hear it. What made it interesting was we did the track, and then we never had like the plan to put it in NBA 2K or nothing. Well, how that happened was a homie, let's just say this, he's a grappler player. Remember when DNF was out? So I was playing a lot of that game, right? I would like have lobbies, open lobbies and stuff like that. One of my stream viewers, he was like, yo man, I want to just play some games with you, whatever. And he was a great grappler player. So I needed that matchup with Kunoichi and stuff just so I could have it in the bag. Come to find out that he actually works for 2K games.
Oh.
So he was like, yo man, listen, I heard your record when you was playing it on stream. One thing led to another, and we just ended up in NBA 2K.
That was pretty
man.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All because I was playing fighting games.
Yeah.
I know you crazy on, what we call it, K-pop?
I love K-pop.
You love K-pop.
I'm a huge fan. I go to concerts all the time.
So what made you like go to that? Because you know, ever since I've known you so long in Chinatown, I'm like, what the hell did this guy listen to? This whole time, you know what I thought you was listening to?
What?
Like random Barbra Streisand tracks.
What?
You
Really?
look like a shared guy. I don't know, you look like a shared guy. No?
No, negative.
So you always listen to K-pop?
Never. No. So I watch a lot of anime. You know that.
Uh-huh.
So all the music I listen to is anime songs. And then Chinatown, they had this, you know how they had DDR, right? So one time they had a dance, a hand version called Paradise. You remember what I'm talking about? You know, So
No.
they had that machine there. So then I started playing it, and they had this one song called Sarah, and it's made by Boa. Like she's a singer. Boa, B-O-A.
Okay.
So she's a singer from Korea. So I started listening to like a lot of like Korean artist songs. This was like during like the early 2000s. But then I stopped. I stopped for a bit, right? Because I started watching more anime. Then also I started appreciating more video game music. So then I forgot what got me in. I think it might have just been one random Blackpink song. And after that, I just looked it up on YouTube and I fell in the vortex of just like, oh, let me try this song out. Right? And then I was like, I sent it to Jackie. I'm like, oh, how do you feel about the song? Oh, it's pretty catchy and everything. So then she got hit in the vortex. And then we just became fans of K-pop. But I think I just enjoy going to events. Like me and Jackie went to Coachella,
Okay.
you know, just for the one time. Terrible experience.
Was it because you was walking all day?
I didn't mind the walking, but it was just after we're leaving, after midnight, it would take us like 3 hours to leave because everyone is trying to leave.
I'd be stacked on those.
Right? Went to WrestleMania as well
See,
too.
now that I'm jealous.
We went to like all the shows throughout, like leading up to WrestleMania, even the after shows, because you always have to watch the Monday after WrestleMania, because like it's like a new storyline, it's like a new patch in a fighting game, right? It's a reset.
So me, I grew up in the WW. Well, now it's
WWF.
Well,
right?
back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
versus the WCW Wars, the Monday Night Wars, I would always switch the channel. There was this button where it always switches channel. Okay.
The last. I did the same thing.
Reason why I like WCW, though it didn't have the actual like good storylines, because NWO just like literally hoarded everything. The one thing I did enjoy was the cruiserweights, man.
Oh yeah.
They
had
show
good
all
cruiserweights.
the technicalities of wrestling that made me enjoy wrestling that much more. All right, Jay, let's cut to the chase, man. What you dislike about me, bro?
You?
Yeah.
If I have to be really nitpicky about what I don't like about you, you are a bad replier on the mobile side. Like Messenger, you're terrible.
I told you. Look. Let's go to the chase right now.
You're
okay?
terrible. You know why? Because
Wow,
when
Jay.
you're on Messenger, you respond at events.
Yes.
But when I'm not at events, you don't respond on Messenger. But we're already having a conversation on Messenger. So how do you not respond after the events? Like, why do I have to switch to a different? Because that's my pet peeve. Is like I'm talking to you on Messenger, and then let's say somebody sends me a clip on Instagram. So now we have to have a brand new conversation on the Instagram, and then maybe I might get another link on the text. So that means we have 3-part conversation.
Look.
I just want to talk in one area where all of our conversations are in one area instead of like, oh yeah, you know what? I talked to Yipes about going to this event on Instagram. Oh yeah, I talked to Yipes about going to the Knicks game on Messenger. Oh yeah, I talked to Yipes about this setup on text message. I don't want to do any of that.
Look, bro.
Give me one spot, one hub, one home.
I told you from the get to just text me. Now sometimes I don't look at my phone.
No, but sometimes you just be, I see, yo, not from text, from Messenger. So I don't know, you don't even follow your own rules. I don't get yo from you but through text. You give me I don't see the phone number, I see, Michael Yipes Mendoza on the Messenger, yo.
Damn, that's a good one. I can't even get mad at that. I do be messing that up. I ain't going front. I gotta fix it up. But I did tell you to just straight, damn, I can't find the OS. I'm good. You're right. All right. I was gonna say something nice about you. I like you, Jay.
Oh, thanks.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. I thought you was just gonna bite the bullet and just not say anything.
No, I
but-
mean, that was the only thing.
All right, you know what?
That was the only one.
I hate that you like K-pop
That's terrible.
because you don't understand what they're saying.
No, they speak English now.
That's for real. So no.
A lot of songs they
like-
do English, and there's way more English than Korean, because they're trying to get the market here, and they have succeeded.
So it's just random Korean words, bars, and then just a random English word?
Yeah, it would be like like let's go, and then random Korean word.
That's not what it is, man.
It is.
No.
It used to be mad Korean, but now a lot of songs is way more English. Than
It's just
Korean.
one line. That's it.
Yeah, usually.
Then that's not it. Yo, somebody get your mans right here. Okay. I just can't find an excuse to hate you, Jay. Oh, matter of fact, yeah. I hate that you're so lame in fighting games.
No, you can't hate that. Why would you hate that?
I don't hate it. I just can't find something to hate
Yeah.
you.
Because you said you appreciate how you play Marvel 2 now. Let's say the times you do play Marvel 2 now, you like playing more of the keep away style, the more defensive style. You appreciate that stuff more. Obviously, you love mixing, but you appreciate the defensive ways now.
Just to let you know, you're still an unk.
No, I don't think so.
Yes. We got to follow by that rule.
You can't, because I'm a dad.
That's true.
Yeah,
But
you're the unk, but I guess it's weird for you to call me daddy.
That's very weird, Jay. But it doesn't take away the fact that you're an unk, though.
I don't see how that's possible.
No,
I don't fit in that
it's just
category.
yes, you do.
Why?
You're dusty just like me. How old are you?
I turned 40 this year.
Ooh, God bless, bro.
I know, right? I'm about to go see gotta go check out the little colon in the back when you're 40.
Oh, colonoscopy.
Yeah.
You feel okay so far?
I still poop every day like 3 times. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. No, it should be fine. It should be fine. I think you worry about that type of stuff. I mean, you keep an eye on it.
You keep an
now
eye,
in
yeah,
your
yeah,
40s,
yeah,
but you worry about that more like past your 50s.
I guess so.
No.
Yeah. That's because those are like daddy problems, not really unk problems.